Okay, here we are again, part two. All right, Remy, so tell me, were you initially happy to move back here to the Philippines?
Yes, I was. I was excited to see my cousins and my grandparents. So yes, I was happy to move back here. And I was excited because it's been a long time since we've visited the Philippines, but this time that during that time we were going to actually move here. We're going to live here. So yeah, I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, okay, right. What were the immediate differences that you noticed on moving back here? What did you notice most of all?
Well, what I noticed was that the people, yeah, the Filipinos are very different from Australians. Um, the pollution, yeah, that's what I noticed. Everywhere I looked, rubbish, garbage everywhere. That's the main, yeah, basically the immediate thing that I noticed when we came back here. And food, yes, definitely the food. No more, mashed potatoes, no more, oh, Australian food. Back to eating rice, but not really actually. Dad, Dad made sure that we were still eating, healthy food.
Definitely still healthy food,
Yes,
and one thing here is there were lots of fresh vegetables, lots of fresh food from the market. But yeah, I suppose my observations were always definitely the people. And that's what keeps me here despite the pollution and everything else. So what were the best things about being back here?
oh, the best things about being back here. Well, I was born here and I'm a Filipina, so that feeling. You're just really comfortable being around, your people. That was, yeah, the best thing. And getting to spend time with my cousins and my grandparents. I mean, they could visit anytime. Dad was okay with that. And just being here again, that was it was good.
I would imagine going from being the only girl with a couple of annoying Aussie brothers, going from that to having a house full of girls again, that would have been something.
Oh yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, dad adopted some of,
adopted, stole, borrowed,
yeah,
borrowed and
my
didn't give back.
cousins. And of course their parents approved for them to live here, and that was one of the best things. I was really happy. And I was, oh, I'd had to beg my brothers to play with me when I was in Australia. But yeah, when we moved to the Philippines, it was good. I was playing with my cousins. And yeah, dad adopted I think two at the time, three.
We started with two, then we stole Erica the following Christmas. She came for a visit, and that was the end of 2010. She's still here.
Yeah, and Chin Chin.
Yeah, it's a busy, noisy place. Yeah. What about bad things? I mean, nothing is always 100% good. What things would you? What was bad? What was bad about coming back here?
Bad about coming back here. Well, I was scared that I wasn't gonna do well at school. That was one thing, but I didn't really. It was okay. I mean, I went to this school, Velmaris, just in Cavite, and I didn't do very well because it wasn't a very good school actually.
It was a terrible school.
Yeah, and my parents, they decided to move me to an international school, West Hill International School. And everyone was supposed to speak in English. And you can only speak in Tagalog when you have the subject, when during the the Filipino subject. But other than that, most of the kids were foreigners. And yeah, that's I got back on the track when they moved me there, so it was all fine. Other bad things, nothing really. Everything was actually I adapted well, even though I forgot how to the bad things. Yeah, I forgot how to speak in Tagalog, and I had a hard time communicating with other.
You had to relearn. It is
Yeah, I
true.
had to. I mean, I didn't know. Just like when I was in Australia, I could only say, I could only answer questions like, "How are you? What's your name?" That was basically it. That was that was my ability. When I spoke in Tagalog, I could only answer questions like that. I couldn't say I can't, I can't create sentences just word by word.
Yeah, but you were back into the swing of it.
Yeah.
Didn't take that long. So, what differences do you find in people? Filipino people versus Australian people. I've got strong thoughts and feelings about that myself, but I'd like to know what you think, your observations.
Well, you know how Philippines is known to have, really friendly and welcoming and,
Yeah.
just, well, based on my experiences, there are some Filipinos that are really, cruel, very judgmental, very uncivilized. But there are some. I mean, that most Filipinos are really kind. It's just I think that they don't get enough education. They're not. They don't have enough knowledge to know what, to be disciplined.
I think a lot of it, too, my observation has always been, I guess all females are a competitive lot, but I found that there ain't nobody more competitive than Filipinas with each other. So
Yeah.
there tends to be, a level of bitchiness which us as men we don't experience. The same
Just muscle.
girl who will be very, very sweet, to a man. Once a girl is around, the claws come out. So
Yeah. Yeah. Australians, they don't really mind. Just everyone gets along. Everyone does get along. I mean, nobody really cares what you do. They don't. If they see you doing something different, they just, they won't judge you. They'll just be, that that guy's doing something different.
yeah, it is a fairly
And most of the
conformist
time,
society.
if you're being different, I mean, they actually, they're actually amazed. They actually, compliment you when you're not copying everyone else and you're just being yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. What do you miss about Australia most of all right now?
A lot of things. I mean, I can't say anything bad about Australia. I miss everything about Australia. It's just I don't really mind if, I live here, I live there, just as long as I'm with my family. But I miss the food. I miss, the activities at school. It was all about having fun. I miss. Oh, I just remember I was always having fun. I was always happy when I was younger. Yeah, that was it.
Seems to be a little less pressure on kids in
Yeah,
Australia.
definitely. I mean, you learn a lot, but you're not pressured. You're relaxed, but
You're
at
not
the same
studying
time
for
you're having
monthly
fun.
exams. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. Oh my gosh, you don't. Oh, you don't have to go to sleep at 3 a.m. studying, memorizing for your exams. I mean, yeah, I miss that a lot.
Yeah. Okay. What do you not miss about Australia?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing really.
Yeah.
No.
Not all the excess of extremely, handsome Australian men, because you know how incredibly handsome all Australian men are.
Yeah.
That must be a real worry. And by the way, she's not ready for marriage yet, so anybody who's single, not yet. I'll let you know. Okay, what did you, when you came back here, what did you find you appreciated more when you came back? What made you say to yourself, I never realised how good something was before I came back again? Something you didn't appreciate as much before you came back, but when you came back.
You're not going to like this. You're not going to like this, but...
Don't tell me rice.
No, the food. I mean, we've got to be honest.
That's fine, that's fine.
The food, I know, Dad doesn't get it. Well, he didn't grow up, eating rice and dried fish and all that. But I did. I mean, I didn't appreciate it that much when I was, when I was younger and before I went to Australia. I didn't really appreciate the Filipino food. But when I came back, oh my goodness, it was just... the taste of dried fish and the taste of, balot, that.
Jeez.
I mean, I don't eat.
Oh, you don't have to go into details about what's in the balot. But I know what you mean. It's what you call comfort food.
I mean, they don't really like it. I mean, you get that most foreigners.
Thank you.
Pardon?
He's calling me a foreigner.
No, I mean,
I know what you mean. It's like, I discovered the joys of Bega toasted cheese. I hadn't had it for years. Had it again recently and thought, oh my goodness, something which is just basic comfort food when you grow up with this.
Comfort food.
And there it is, and you're sitting there having a nice cup of Dilmar tea, and you're munching on a bit of toasted cheese with melted Bega on it. It's probably, you probably feel the same about some.
But I miss pies. I miss the pies in Australia. I do. I really, really do.
Nothing like an Aussie pie.
Yes, definitely.
Fred's Pies in Angelair City. If anybody's going there, they're excellent. Fred's an old Aussie, great pies. We go and get about 2 or 3 dozen every now and then.
Yeah, because it's a long way.
It is a long way, and it's worth the trip. Yeah.
Yes.
So food. Okay, look, given the ease of choice. Making a choice, in other words, if you had a magic wand and you could, say, okay, I'm going to live in one place or another, where would that be? This is, where would you be right now? Would you rather be here? Would you rather be in Australia?
Here.
Here.
Yeah, well, my family, you're here, Mum's here, well, my sisters are here, everyone's here, Jeremy's here, so I'd rather live here, and the business is here, so we need that. Yeah. But I'd rather live here, but I don't mind living in Australia, though. I mean, if Dad decided to go back to Australia, I wouldn't mind. Well, I don't think we'll be moving back to Australia because, I know you're going to miss everyone here.
Well, that's the bottom line. To me, it's always about people. And, I've got everybody here. I mean, I don't even like going away for a few days because I miss everybody. It's exactly the same thing, so... Understood. But look, how about when you become a fully fledged grown-up instead of being, somebody who's young and definitely not ready for marriage or boys or anything like that right now? Where would you see yourself 10 years from now? What would be your ideal?
I've never really thought about that, Dad. But I mean, I wouldn't mind. Changes happen. I mean, I don't know. You never know. Now I want to live here, but yes, I could visit. I could go back to Australia sometimes for holidays or for a visit. But you never know. I might change my mind and decide to, maybe I might find an Australian and decide to live in Australia.
when she's
I'm ready.
When she's about 40, she can 40 find it. When she's about 40,
babies
she can
and I'm 40.
Find a husband.
You're not going to have grandkids, Dad.
I don't want everyone to think about that. Anyway, well. Thank you once again, Remy. That was a very good insights, and I hope everybody's appreciated that.
Yeah.
Okay, bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it and you would like to subscribe, you can click on the little button down the bottom corner there, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. There are regular articles on aspects of Australian visas to the Philippines on www.downundervisa.com.au. There's a blog page you can subscribe to. There is a free visa assessment form, and there are regular articles on aspects of Australian-Filipino relationships, which you can see on www.FilipinaWives.com.au. If you can please share these articles and these videos on any of the social media that you use, we would appreciate that. Thank you.